Alright, we're back. I'm studying the aftermath of a massive war that occupied much of the country and has caused quite a bit of devastation. In fact, doesn't emergency relief reduce problems caused by devastation? I think those were the ones that were most affected by the occupation. Yeah, these two states. Infrastructure is going to take a long time to recover. And I have bureaucracy problems due to lack of throughput. Tax capacity is at least fine for the moment, but yeah, there's quite a bit of devastation, so. Additionally, it has caused things to my laws that I'm going to need to undo. For example, it caused me to centralize more, which is annoying. I'd rather sit on federated. In fact, that's probably part of the reason why there are issues. It also put me in cultural exclusion instead of cosmopolitanism, so. And freedom of conscience. So I need to go to secularism again. Also, I'm stuck with the Liberal Party. I cannot move them out of the government. I cannot add parties into the government. Yep. The only good thing is that the professional interests have a liberal progressive, so things are not that bad. But, yeah. I gotta work around a huge number of negatives. Worst of all is the lack of power. For some reason, there's a lot more power demand than there was previously, and I don't know why. Oh, 41%. Right. It was because of certain negatives. Right. Once it gets occupied, the state is considered isolated, which is part of the problem with a lot of these states. Don't worry, over time things will get back into shape. It's just gonna take quite a bit of time. Among other things, there are very real issues and new things I need to build up. Pharmaceuticals are going to be a continuous problem until I get to the point of antibiotics, and even then it's going to be a problem. Synthetic pharmaceuticals is probably the point at which things will no longer be that bad. But that's a long, long ways away. So for the time being, my best bet is to just keep building it up. In the meantime, my economy needs to recover, because I suffered a massive drop previously. At the very least, I'm now a recognized country, so the worst of potential things are going to be okay. Additionally, I no longer have any oh. Why do I suddenly have a bunch of privately owned levels? Countries I don't... Oh, this is to go. This is from to go. None of them particularly like me. And I will give compensation. I've got plenty of cash in my coffers. The war has had some odd events that caused my military population to massively decline. And my military needed a minute in order to recover. Still needs a minute, honestly. Technically I have tanks, but that's not going to be... It's not going to be a while until I can actually get them properly set up. Especially with the problems with my government administration. There. The downsides from isolation are gone. Now it's just trying to deal with the throughput and infrastructure problems. The devastation is caused from long-term occupation. Additionally, I no longer have Siam as a subject, since that got transferred to Mexico as part of the peace deal. Yippee. And that's why North Cameroon is under control of British Niger. That was also part of the peace deal. I try to avoid losing as much territory as possible. I did, however, buy to go off of Denmark. I just need to transfer them money and maintain a defensive, not defensive pact, give them military system, and maintain a defensive pact. I'll shut those off after a while on the money and military assistance. I wonder. Nope. Okay. Zero chance of anything happening there. The French Empire hates me anyway. Find anyone that might be happy to assist me further. Especially since the US seems to be fine with, a bit more okay with me. Probably because I rivaled Mexico. Oh, they finally managed to ban slavery. Congratulations, I guess. Probably the rivalry with Mexico. Oh, and I think that... Are you independent? Yeah. Still in the American market, but you're independent. I wonder if anyone would defend you, if I were to try to... Brazil would. Tuh. Oh jeez, the number of railways being constructed. I've also been working on increasing refinement of oil. Purchase for slaves. I think that's got lady that still has slavery. Yep, that's slavery. I think the Philippines don't have it anymore. Yeah, it's banned. Good. Going for Council Republic. Good for you. I believe it was the... Yep, anarchist movement. Okay. I can't change the religious law because no one in the government is willing to support it. Lovely. Okay, Social Security. And the Labor Board. Well, I'm fine with producing luxuries. Although apparently, oh, trade centers have been doing that a lot. Okay. Perhaps I should actually focus on that a bit. Good substitution and all that. Definitely need glass though. I desperately need large quantities of glass. That's partially why I'm producing plastics, actually. So. Do the Philippines have any mines of use? Bauxite. No. Visayas doesn't have anything. Nope, it's all iron and coal, no lead. Which is a shame. Still haven't gotten aluminum yet. Aluminum processing. But even with all the devastation, I'm still getting immigration. It's quite a nice show. that's the one that I was already set up heavy tanks. It's fine that this hasn't set up heavy tanks yet. I can handle it fairly well. Looks like Russia would, yeah. Austria-Hungary doesn't look like they would defend Egypt anymore. I would just like to have Sudan, especially in order to connect these up. I'm even getting mass immigration from India, which is quite nice. Okay, I can start setting up silent cinemas. Oh, yes! Ceremonial delegate. I was hoping for this to come up at some point, and this is the perfect opportunity to do so. Since the delegate is, by law, a moderate liberal, all the socialists are in favor of getting rid of this, instead of just the anarchists. There's a few people in the inside the party that would be willing, so yeah, no light tanks, not until I can get an MBT. That's gonna be fun to deal with though, because I'll have to replace the modern heavy tanks with that. Last, move there. It's gonna take you a week, but that's fine. War's still gonna take a while to get started. Free Trujillo Army. Yeah, eventually it's going to become necessary to set that up. Aluminum production. I'm still in tier 4 production ticks. I think my society tech is, yeah, tail end of tier 4 as well. I'm gonna try for analytical philosophy soon in order to ensure that tech is maxed out. I mean, even if I had maxed out literacy, I still would be over the cap with innovation generation. I think the military no longer has any issues with manpower. Good. Things should remain stable for the time being. Okay, for that I need to have penicillin, which is tier 5. Of course, the problem is that penicillin isn't going to be useful because it takes 5 per battalion. 5 pharmaceuticals per battalion. Which is well over 1,000 considering my military size. That's a lot. Right. Sadly, I don't have any. I didn't previously have any states in Gondor, so it's going to take a while to fill this in. No, 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 no. That's not great. Stick with crystal glass. That's workable. Don't have any electricity here. That should be rectified as soon as possible. I don't think there's an actual employment issue, so I'm going to turn off automation wherever I can. Is that... no, okay, so that's just market access issues, which should be resolved once the railways get fixed up. %, yeah, just give it a bit. Secularize. Yeah, I'm fine with using transportation. It's usually not that bad. Mechanize wherever I can here. Fertilizers? No. Sure. Don't have enough plastics for me to even consider that, so... Strays, yeah, that's good. Sure, I guess I could use more alcohol for production. Machine steel tools. I think that's everything. Mass scale trading. There we go. Okay, status setup. The goods shortages should fade with time. Egypt might intervene, as perhaps with the UK as well. Again, I cannot reach that. Not a chance. Whoa. That's a lot. Okay. Right, get that bureaucracy set up. That should help deal with my bureaucracy issues. and consume some telephones. The bit about consuming telephones is actually pretty helpful considering that, well, my needs. East Houseland has a lot of extra production of electricity. So perhaps some way I could use it. Do need more cabled wires though, so. Although I wonder how much of it is being... No, it's not. Some of it's being imported. A lot of it's being imported. Oh my. Yeah, I've already got to the point of using all the copper I've been mining from Ethiopia. Alright, second demographic stage complete. We're now on the third. Give it a little while for it to update. Lag. Right, this lowers birth rate but increases education access and workforce ratio. I doubt I can stay in it for long though. The state could use more power. More than is currently being produced. Constructed, I mean. Set up some more. Perhaps if I subsidize the aerospace industry enough, there will be some actual imports of aluminum. There. In order to produce aluminum, you need electricity. And they didn't have any electricity in the state. I mean, sure, there's also hardly anyone living there. which compounds upon the problems. But actually bothering to build a power plant will help. Can't get involved. I still have a truce with the Brits. Which is both good and bad. It's annoying that I can't actually attack their sphere, but I am so not ready for that sort of a thing. Merge. There. These are defensive armies. I still need to move to modern mechanized at some point, but the main difference is that automobiles and electronic components, and then advanced, instead of electronic components, is processors. That changes enough to add 10 offense and 15 defense. So still need to set up new offensive armies though. That's not what I'm looking for. Automotive industries. Tanks are doing just fine. In fact, I'm overproducing artillery. But that's part of it. Now that I'm shifting towards tank warfare, all that artillery can be shifted towards naval stuff. Although I'm not sure why the Dutch needed to be brought into this. There's not many troops here. And two unaffiliated company headquarters. Actually, I'm going to be getting nitrogen fixation also soonish. I still haven't transferred all my oil rigs over to combustion engine derricks yet. Definitely should, but I also need to set up more oil refineries to deal with the increased demand for oil thanks to this. There's also a lot more demand for those components. Eventually I'm going to have to deal with the advanced ore mines. But for now, they're not helpful, so ignored. Electricity has started working. Still gonna need plenty of that stuff though in order to bring Gondor to its proper level of development. At the very least, market access is excellent. There is no infrastructure issue here. However, there is a lot of unemployed people. UK's busy, so... And I doubt Egypt has the most advanced army. Congo's gone independent. Maybe? Yes. They're not involved in this, I don't think, so... Still have a truce with the Congo, though. For 3 years. I'm not too worried about it. Insignificant power, yep. Sounds about right. There aren't that many countries left on the map, honestly. Oh no, ledger's broken. It's annoying when that happens. There we go. Okay. Supposed to be able to reach the ledger just by clicking on that, but... There's 134 countries. Most of them are unimportant, so... I'd say the list starts at about 30. Gotta make sure the Philippines are included. Japan would actually be a great power if it weren't for the fact that they're stuck as a protectorate of the UK. I don't know why they're stuck to minor power for being a subject. I guess they made it so that you can't. It's now 2 ranks below instead of 1 rank below if you're a great power or something. Oh yeah, right. It was in the middle of setting up the heavy tanks. Oops. Well, they'll do much better than the siege artillery. 15 more attack. As well as boosted morale damage. And less morale loss. There we go. Nitrogen fixation. The benefits to my chemical production are not to be understated. Of course, oil usage is annoying. Especially since I don't have that much of that stuff. So I do need to be careful with how much of these extra chemicals I produce. In fact, I'm probably just going to do all of them anyway. Because there's no real reason not to. I need the extra chemical production. Especially once I start working on that stuff more thoroughly. Wait, no. Well, lubricant usage is generally low, so that's fine. It's the selective automatic rifles that is a bit... Whee. Fun. Okay, yeah, I've got enough spare chemicals to dramatically increase my grain production. Which is great because it means I have a lot more food available in order to produce more groceries. I've got a well of populace, generally speaking. I'm number 11 on the standard of living list. But I went through a devastating war like 8 years ago, at the most, a few years ago. So. They can't afford anything but irregulars, and even then, there's not that many of them. Some of them are conscripts too. They're trying to get line infantry and, you know, whatnot, but they're stuck. They're cut off from the world market, so they can't use advanced goods. Oh, they just backed down. Convenient. I don't need to deal with any of that. I forgot to build up the power plants? No, it's in the process of building up. That's the problem, though. Process. Nobody can reach any of this stuff. Why are you even concerned about it? I have to check. Oh, there's oil here too. Good. I need that stuff. This is also where I started setting up plastics production, huh? Well, I need more electricity production, so... I've got 100% market access permanently, basically. It depends on if I can keep the certain things high, so... Okay, I need a couple more levels of government administration here in order to deal with taxation capacity. Ooh, to go needs a level of government administration as well. Nice. I desperately need the boost, so... Why is it so bad in Gondor, though? Turmoil. Oh, it's this one. Yep. It's fine, though. I've got plenty of construction, and I probably could expand construction if I wanted to. It's a good state that has plenty of unemployed, as well as room for growth. So anyway, how's hardwood doing? Where's my hardwood production? Where is my hardwood production? I know I've got some logging camps producing hardwood. Where did I put them? Okay, fine. Let me just ask the building list. I give up trying to find them properly. I also need to get rid of the conscripts. There, Namhara. Okay. Yeah, I could definitely use some more. Not that much more, though. Right. I can't just swap too many levels over. It needs to be a reasonably small amount of locking camps. Because my demand for hardwood is nowhere near my demand for regular wood, soft wood. Normally I would say Gondor is a great place to build a bunch of construction sectors, but I did put that in the front of the queue, right? Minus 26%. Oh, okay. I'm sure 20... Oh, I can't do that. I'm sure 20 construction sectors isn't going to be that bad. I mean... Oh, wow, okay, maybe that is a bit too much. Just 10 for now. Should employ a lot of people and bring a lot of construction potential to Gondor. Which is great, because the state is full of people. It comes with having this much arable land, too. Though I think I'll reduce the number of cotton plantations by a lot. There. 15 levels should be fine. I don't need that much fabric. I overproduce the fabric by a large quantity. More tea would be useful though, as would be water. I think I've got enough electricity to... sort of. Move you to the top. Once Gondor incorporates, that will help. But we'll get ceremonial delegates soon, so that's good. Ba, ba, bum. There we go, ceremonial delegate. It's gonna cause some issues with mandate, which will be very, very fun. It's the first time I would manage to get anarchist into the government affairs. And of course, you dump the jingoist in there. That's gonna have consequences. This can be managed, it just takes a little while. I would have to sway someone. So Nicholas? Sure, redeem favors. There we go. Yes, I know the government is illegitimate. Oh no. Well, okay, it's still going through, it's just that... Oh, this appears... I think that one happens to be a bit more hard-coded than BPM would like it to be. Definitely need to increase electricity production in Benin so I can finally swap this massive, massive steel mill over to the electric arc process. Problem is, I need 2,500 electricity production for that one. That's a lot of power plant levels. And I mean a lot. I may need to get a level 50 power plant in order to produce that much. That's a lot of coal being burned. Do I have... No, that's maxed out. How about... working on? I don't think I have any other coal mines, which is just lovely. How are my subjects looking? I'm definitely going to annex Galatia as soon as I can manage. The Philippines, I'm not so sure about. Masterless colony, yep. Minus 60% offense, minus 40% defense, plus 80% morale loss. Should a revolution occur, which I'm not sure about, but it's probably somewhat likely. Yeah. Let's say our turmoil. Oh, wow. Why hasn't anything occurred yet? It does seem like their country is 90% radicals. From a cursory glance? Yeah. Why isn't the Congo collapsing? Oh. Oh, okay, they're not high enough to start anything from the looks of it. Minus 50%. Oh, BPM AI balance. Minus 50% movement activism. The fact that the anarchist movement is militant is, yeah. Hopefully more come in. I'm not sure about that. Nope. Yeah, I guess the best hope is that the anarchist movement does something. Well, the Age of the Prince is over. I've unified Ethiopia. Unrealized taxes. Where is all that 49% tax waste? What? Oh. Oh. I think the synergy is worsened. Oh, yes it has. Yeah, most of the radicals are from low legislative ability. Interesting. Because the number of radicals increase, they're going to start coming towards the anarcho-syndicalists. Oh cool, genetics is unlocked. This will dramatically improve food supply. You know, I should actually check to see if there's sugar available. Oh well. Okay, I've gone too far down. It's up, the direction I need to go. No, I have not done it for every single one of them. Hmm. There. That should make sugar a lot cheaper. Make it even easier for me to handle this stuff. Oh, it's election season. Time for the Liberal Party to get blown out of the water again. The Social Democratic Party has a lot less votes going for it. Nice, extra easy bombing. Yeah, it's pretty much as I expected. Now that the alloy plants in the Philippines are actually producing aluminum, planes are being produced. And in proper amounts, too. In fact, I can move to start producing warplanes, if I so choose, but probably should put them somewhere safer. Well, maybe not here. With more people, perhaps? Is the best way to put it. Although, yeah, I should start using rail in order to lower prices. Well, in order to raise the transportation prices, but I can't really do much of that, can I? I don't know why this hasn't swapped to modern healthcare yet. Of course, once I move to developed healthcare, presumably I'd... Yeah, I won't need electricity anymore. That's weird. Yeah, let's lower their momentum. It does seem that their clout has been increasing somewhat. I do expect that the amount of attraction will increase. Because loyalist pops avoid anti-establishment groups. And they also especially avoid extremist groups. The number of loyalists has started going down though. And the number of radicals has definitely been going up. It wasn't that big before. Although I think some of it might have been from Conquest. Yeah, maybe. But low legislative abilities definitely started to hit. Which is very, very fun. Oh, Nigeria could use some railways. Or maybe I shift over... No, I am already using electric trains. Okay. Now the mass migration from Bundeli from India. Still some issues. Oh, that's political rigidity. Okay, the devastation is fading. There has been enough time for that to largely decay. I think I produce enough plastic in order to start moving towards using it inside of the glassworks. How's the petrochemical industry looking is the question. Where do I have some petrochemical industry? Thought I had some in oil. Well, the Yoruba states. Is it up here? No, no. Where is it? There. Okay. Benin, ah. Yeah, we're definitely seeing a lot of use by people other than me, because I'm not actually actively trying to use it. Okay, this the Yoruba states needs a lot more electricity. Have I? Okay, good. There, okay. I don't know why I didn't see it, but it's here. There we go. The amount of electricity I need in this state. The oil-fired plant is not going to be fun, although HFO oil exists, so... Using HFO, yeah, heavy fuel oil, is a possibility, but I don't know if I can do that. And the cabinet switches around again because whoever was handling labor board has died. Okay, I need more batteries. And because these are used by power plants so much, I probably should build them sooner rather than later. This seems like cold-hearted opportunism. Ah, Samara likes me. Lovely. Supposedly. Certain Pops and Mara like me. The communists like me. Lovely. Oh, they're vanguardists. Great. Lovely. Amazing. What is the truce up? 1952. Okay. The game is starting to move a bit slowly. produce very little authority. 2 charters above the free charters. These. I could have sworn certain technologies gave me more free chargers, but I think I might have accidentally overdone it a while ago. Max number of companies. Or perhaps an update has pushed this sort of thing further down. I gotta be careful with tech level 6 because decolonization. So many tech spread effects down there too. I really could use in order to catch up with the rest of the world. Do the fascists even have any sort of clout? Oh hey, the market liberals are back. They've got 1,600 people on their backs. That's not that much in the grand scheme of things. Oh boy. There's very little that I can do. Political movement support. Yeah, I'm sitting on total deadlock, aren't I? Everyone's leading internationalist now. Even the moderate liberals are all internationalist, also paternalist too. Especially since there are no movements that have an opinion on things like public works, so that's kind of fatal, which is going to cause problems for my own economic growth. What is happening to my GDP to make it look like that? Oh wait, right. I have low political rigidity, so things are falling apart. There. Yeah, lack of synergy is eating away at my bureaucracy. But this is all part and parcel to the fact that, well, I don't have a proper government. The commander that was here died. So. Ah, so you people coming in from China. Are they? Yeah, anarchy, okay. You still had peasant tax. You still had peasant tax. At least you're working on it. But you've got anarchy and you don't even have the anarchists in the government. The French would defend the Zulu, as would the Americans in Canada. Is Canada independent? Yes. They also have Alaska, so I presume that Russia definitely didn't get what it's wanted. And Sokoto is independent now. Probably decolonization again. Still sticking around the Grand Alliance, though. I've got a free government reform. It's not actually free. That would sort of work. The best option would obviously be you. Let's maybe no. Sheer amount of ideological incompatibility is causing problems. Oh, I could use more fish production. Okay, good. That should lower some of that demand for coal too, since I need it for the power plants. I should also set up more fishing wars. Well, in some areas anyway. There's plenty of room to go, for example. Plus enough population to support at least a couple levels of it. Yeah, 50% more glass production at the at the cost of slightly less light. Sure, I need petrochemicals, which are rough to obtain for multiple reasons. The production methods keep changing around, which is never a fun thing to deal with. I definitely need to produce more automobiles. Oh, wow, yeah. I need compression ignition engine. Produces way more automobiles that way. For now, it's not enough. It's also ethylene. Starts using oil. Well, oil, I say, but in actuality, fuel. Probably not going to do diesel engines. Not yet. Electricity is too useful. Electric engines. But I'll soon get to the point where I can actually produce my own aluminum. But should I? Maybe. Can I? No. When is 52? It's not even 52 yet, is it? Yeah, the game is definitely starting to slow down a bit. I might leave it running for a little while longer. The Medici system isn't even involved in my country. The one power block that's closest to actually taking me in is the Workingmen's Association, but I've got too much resistance. I don't actually have a specific number, but I just have sheer population size on my side. A number 6 on total population. Yeah, that explains a lot. So, as for things that have happened, I unified Ethiopia. I think no, still need to incorporate it. The game is slowing down to... The game is definitely starting to chug. I'm not sure when I can change my government around. Where is it? Forced regime change. 16 more months left. Yeah. My legislative ability is 7 last time I checked. Where's the date? It's 7. That's partially because of bad synergy inside the cabinet, which is, yeah. At the very least I managed to get ceremonial delegate. Which actually worsened the synergy issue. As well as legislative ability. At least until I can get votes again once I change the government around, but it's not happening anytime soon. I can't reach Cebu anyway, so I don't think I can. Yeah, they're in there. I do keep getting mass migrations though, despite the religious issue. Sadly, I can't go to secularism. Since, well, okay, even the Sunni Ulema are for it for some reason, but... Yeah, I'm stuck with the Liberal Party. At the very least, political rigidity is, not completely garbage. But yeah, I'm in deadlock, so the only thing I can do is stuff that movements are pushing me towards. Which is mainly liberal nationalist movement and the laissez-faire movement. Oh, and the reactionary movement too, they're handling things as well. Of course, most of these changes are so opposed that they won't pass. Except for state media. most of the socialists are actually okay with the state partaking in its own media. Which, well, Okay, I can turn off the enlistment efforts decrees. Where's the other one? East Houseland, okay. I have updated the military so that it now uses heavy tanks. And I've merged some of the defensive armies together. The ones that were initially set up as a defensive army. I still lack the total manpower that I've been wanting. Oh. Oh, I see, okay. Those are leftovers. There. Perfect. The economy is sort of growing. The bad fragility does mean that throughput is a lot lower than I would prefer. And I am running into some hiring issues in certain areas, but the mass migration still continue to stream in. Still plenty of room for more people. And all that. Which is nice to see. Of course, I still way overproduce on transportation, so I do have an interest in keeping the price high enough so that I'm spending less money on subsidizing railways. Additionally, government administration is still so good with the telephone switchboards that even with how awful things are with institution cost, I am currently requiring 16,000 bureaucracy from institutions. Blame the bad synergy. I don't actually have that many institution levels. 36. That's 443 per level. I'm used to it being smaller. Very much used to it being smaller, so it's not actually that surprising that it's gotten that bad. So I'll keep building up government admin here. The subjects are slowly coming in under my control. There we go. And also exempt from service because you probably have a trash military. And reduce subject payments. I don't actually need your cash. Save it for self-development. Relations are already pretty much maxed out. Yeah. Even if they're rebellious, they're going to go to get control. Yep, I can produce aluminum now. I figured out how to get through the aluminum shortage, by the way. Subsidize my aerospace industry so they still come in, and then boom. I may also need to start producing warplanes too, but I think I'll do this over here. Because after all, yeah. Okay, definitely need to get you set up. properly. There we go. Aerial recon is pretty helpful, so. Yeah, I am rapidly going through the military tech, thanks to military, the repeatable tech. I'm going through tier 6 stuff. I still have to finish the tier 4s in production and society, but outside of some issues with, oh, I can't produce my own aluminum, huh? Don't worry, the Philippines can do that. Yeah. The Congo has also become independent. I'm not sure how. It's probably at least halfway diplomatically. Could have been through a war, though. I don't know. Oh, there's another... El Salvadoran worker... Councils versus El Salvador. Oh. It's a proxy war. Between two neighbors. Yeah. That kind of result's expected. Oh, okay, so that's training. Okay. I've got modern mechanized infantry now, as an option. I'm gonna need so many more electronic components, though. But I absolutely need to make the jump. It is only 5 offensive defense, and it does cost me an automobile and an electronic component. But, I'm working on the automobile problem. Don't worry. I desperately need that internal combustion tech. Combustion and ignition tech. Yeah, that is desperately needed. And the reactionary movement's being extremely annoying. Just fade away again like you always do. All these pharaohs annoyingly sticking around too. I wish I could get rid of the leftovers of the old order, but I can only go up to 90% urban collectivization. 80% urban collectivization, maybe. 88% urban collectivization and 90% worker owned. Agricultural collectivization, at least for the moment. I might be able, if I could, someone else, then they might have higher rural collectivization, but I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that is getting pricier and pricier. To the point where trade centers have started picking things up. But I've hit major power rank again. So I'm sitting at a reasonable state in the world. Annoyingly, the truce with the Congo does end exactly when my truce with the UK ends, in 9 months from now. So that's not fun. That's something that needs to be worked around, for sure. But there's only so much I can do, considering, well, the general status of the world at large. Radio is expensive, yeah. Iron is not something I can work with. I can get more of. Not without the diesel pump. Which will solve my coal shortage issues, somewhat. Of course, that is a lot of light fuel, and I need to refine all that. But yes, more advanced tech is to come. I still haven't gotten through the vanilla production and cultural tech. So... Oh, yikes. The compressors are below the limit. Right, okay. It's time to go, so... See you again next time. Till then.